Guys, what's going on? Is Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Hopefully you're all doing well. Now, right now, the time of this recording, we're in the midst of a special Coldheart event. So for 2 days, on your 7th Void Shard pull, you're guaranteed a Coldheart summon. She is, in my opinion, the best rare inside the entire game. In today's video, we're going to talk about 4 common mistakes. Even if you're watching this, years in the future, still 4 common mistakes when building Coldheart. Right now, I'm showing off Coldheart on my free-to-play account. I'm going to show you that build really quickly. Then I'm going to go on to my main account where I have multiple Coldhearts built, because really, if there's any rare champion or really any champion in this game that you're going to build more than one copy of, that justifies building more than one copy of, it's going to be Coldheart. She's that good, especially in the traditional Fire Knight and Spider's Den dungeons. Just god tier. Like, there's not that many champions in the entire game. Arguably in Fire Knight, where we just saw her, nobody in the game better. Maybe Allure, but really it's just Coldheart and Allure. And we talk about Spider's Den, it's really just Royal Guard and Allure up to stage 20 as well. They're the best champions in the game. So having multiple of them on the same team for both of those dungeons is really going to help you guys out. So certainly would recommend you guys build multiple Coldhearts if you're lucky enough to pull them. So as I mentioned, guys, I'm starting out on my free-to-play account. I want a really early game build for Coldheart, because I don't have my best gear on her. What am I doing on this side of the screen? Whoa, that's much better. That's much better.
Dude, I'm right here. Right there.
Here is my Coldheart. Where are you? Where are you? I don't have her masteries even done on my free-to-play, but I wanted to kind of show you some basics, right? With Coldheart's A3, with her Heartseeker, you get an extra 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit, so you can get by if you want to put crit damage gauntlets on her, which you should. And by the way, this is mistake number 1, right? Mistake number 1 is not using crit damage gauntlets on Coldheart. No attack percentage, you new players out there, and really no crit rate if you can, right? So if you have the gear, if you've been playing for at least a couple months, you should have the gear to have crit damage on your gauntlets, and then enough crit rate on some substats or critical rate gear to get that crit rate up to at least 70%. With 70%, because she's Void Affinity, you are going to be able to get that 100% chance at landing a critical hit, at least on her Heartseeker ability. Now, the multipliers on her AoE on the A2 are really good, but with Coldheart, it's all about this Heartseeker. Decreases target's trimmer by 100%, and then has an extra 30% chance of doing a tremendous amount of damage. Damage increases according to the enemy max HP. Now, this scales on enemy max HP and attack, but way more, like 90% enemy max HP, 10% attack. Use that kind of visualization when it comes to prioritizing stats. So that takes us into mistake number 2 is people, and the mistake number 1 is not putting crit damage on your gauntlets. You really want to optimize crit damage, and the best sources there are, again, your amulet, crit damage on the amulet, and crit damage on your gauntlets. I love reflex set on Coldheart, but I also just love crit damage artifacts. So just get that crit damage as high as possible, because crit damage is going to exponentially make her Heartseeker ability even better. Because again, enemy max HP, that scales really well, because bosses especially have a ton of HP. Ergo, that extra 20% crit damage from a crit damage set, or the extra, in this case, 65% crit damage from a 5-star gauntlet is going to really make a tremendous impact on her overall damage, okay? Mistake number 2 on building Coldhearts, guys, is, again, I just said attack, right? So on my ring, for example, I have defense. Coldheart is very squishy, right? So her defense, her base defense is 738. Her base HP is 13.7k. That is really low, guys. So because her A2, the attack which we're building Coldheart, the attack that makes Coldheart so incredibly special, not to mention the 4-time hitter on her A1, which we'll talk about in a minute here. But to get the full value out of this ability, we want to make sure, again here, guys, that we don't stress on attack on our Coldheart. Rather, keep her alive with these gimpy base stats, right? So on your ring, go defense, go HP. On your banner, go accuracy, right? Because that's mistake number 3. We'll get to it in a second. But on your chest, for example, don't be afraid. In this situation, I needed the speed. I got a double roll. But on my main account, which I'm going to switch to right now, I have HP. Or I have defense, right? So don't be afraid to build your Coldhearts neglecting the attack category. That's really counterintuitive to how we're building most nukers inside the game. So again, attack, do not overrate how much attack you need on Coldheart. She'll put out tremendous damage. I promise you, as long as you have 70+% crit rate and as much crit damage as you can muster. She'll be putting out tremendous damage. I promise you.
How do I know you're not a spy?
Let me switch off and show you how my main Coldheart is built, and we'll talk about the 2 other mistakes. All right, guys, so on the main account here, you'll see Coldheart number 1 built in a Reflex set. Now, Reflex has a 40% chance to reduce a random skill cooldown. I love it when I get to a boss and I can get Heartseeker and then boom, have that proc, and it's already down to a 3 or 2 turn cooldown, and it keeps cycling more Heartseekers and a lot more damage from my Coldheart. Now, what makes her so amazing against Fire Knight is she has this heavy, hard-hitting ability on the A3 with the turn meter depletion, but also the 4-time header to help get that shield down on the A1. That's what we started out in a Fire Knight battle. So mistake number 3, guys, is going to be not choosing the right masteries on Coldheart, right? So masteries, I see a lot of people, oddly enough, going with War Master on their Coldhearts, and some people going with Helm Smasher. Now, Helm Smasher we mainly reserve for our PvE nuke or PvP nukers or wave killers. Now, Coldheart is not bad against waves, but that's not really where she shines. She shines against bosses. She shines, again, just doing a ton of damage with that A3 or, you know, just helping out with waves. She can do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but that's not her specialty. And PvP in the arena, unless you're early game, is also not her specialty. So I would not spend, a high importance in getting War Master or in getting Helm Smasher on this champion. Flawless Execution, I generally don't love this mastery as a tier 6 option. I really only go with it on some of my enemy max HP champions, such as, again, Royal Guard, champions like Husk, champions like Coldheart and Septimus. So extra 20% damage, we already talked about how meaningful that can be. So make sure you're picking up Flawless Execution or Giant Slayer. You can dish out a lot of damage, especially in longer battles, off of the Giant Slayer on Coldheart as well, because again, has a 30% chance of inflicting bonus damage when attacking, but that can occur per hit. And remember, she has 4 hits on her A1. 4 hits on her A1 is something that's incredibly rare. Not that many champions in the game. So it's extra rare for a rare to have 4 hits on their A1. It's very good. So Giant Slayer or Flawless Execution, make, the decision that makes the most sense for you. I prefer Flawless Execution, but nothing wrong with Giant Slayer as well. So make sure you're picking the right masteries. And mistake number 4 is an obvious one here, guys. Let me go to my second Coldheart as well. This is Coldheart number 1. Coldheart number 2, you're going to see this. Look at this number at the very bottom. We talked about it. Accuracy, man. I see. It's crazy. Let me know in the comments if you're one of these people, man. Coldheart number 2, by the way, in Destroy gear, because she's very, very good. Not just against the bosses that we talked about so far, but also against the Scarab King, right? The Scarab King in Destroy, she's tremendous. Her in Armiger, turn meter, and a lot of damage based on enemy max HP, right? So definitely a great option there in terms of artifact choices for your Coldhearts. We talked about crit damage, crit rate, reflex, destroy, all great options. So it's accuracy, guys. I'll cut to the chase. Mistake number 4 is people do not build their Coldhearts with enough accuracy, man. It's not about her heal reduction on the A1. It's not about her decreased accuracy or poison on her A2. It's about this turn meter, man. You really need to get 100%, decrease target turn meter by 100%. That's a ton of turn meter manipulation, guys. I don't need to tell you. That's everything. That's 100%, right? So in order to get that to land, you need to make sure your accuracy is more than enough on your Coldheart. That means, such as this case on my Destroy Coldheart, not being afraid to go accuracy on the chest if you need to, or accuracy on the banner, okay? So making sure that you get those accuracy thresholds. Otherwise, you're not utilizing one of the best parts of her entire kit in, again, that turn meter manipulation.
What's up? How you doing?
So make sure you're landing here with enough accuracy. We generally say 10 to 12 accuracy per stage of the dungeon. We generally say over 200, 150, 200 accuracy for Doom Tower normal. And then we say 300 plus for Doom Tower hard. I like 350, especially for the higher levels of Doom Tower hard. Let's go ahead and have some fun here and show a double Coldheart Spider 20 team. This is, by the way, guys, still the team that I run when I'm just doing spider tournaments or I just want to get some silver quickly, because this team is so incredibly fast, right? I love how fast the team is. I don't love waiting, 2 or 3 minutes for my Spider 25 team or whatever it is. I think it's a minute and a half. This team always gets the job done 25 seconds or less, sometimes even faster than that. We land our decreased defense and weaken. Royal Guard goes, and here comes both of our Coldhearts. Now keep in mind, guys, you can turn off the A2 of Coldheart. That's really good too. She won't be doing that A2 attack, and she can just come at him with the 4-time hitter against bosses or the A3 Heartseeker ability. So 29 seconds. Ooh, barely got into 30 seconds. And guys, when I say turn off the A2, you don't have to turn off the A2 so much as make sure you're opening with the A1, the Heartseeker ability. You can see here on the auto screen, opening up with A3, opening up with A3 on my Coldhearts. Kind of the same team here on my Ice Golem, or excuse me, on my Fire Knight 25 team. Where are you? So Fire Knight 25, you'll see again here, she is not using her A2 on this battle, although it is worth noting here that she's going to go in automatically with her A1 anyway against the shield of the Fire Knight. They changed that AI, which was actually great. That was before they added the custom kind of team setup screen. They changed it so that she's no longer hitting the Fire Knight shield with her A3, her Heartseeker. That sucked. So now she's automatically going to be going in with her A1 anyway. Me personally, I shut off the A2 because I don't need help on the waves. I have Seer on this team. Here, I'll show you my Fire Knight 25 team in action, and you can see how effective this team is as well. So let's go ahead and show you how it works. This is the team. It's not the fastest team in the game, but it's 100% success rate. And I look for 100%. I have the Royal Guard team, which is probably, I want to say, on average about 20 seconds faster than this team, maybe 10 seconds faster than this team. But I was losing some of those battles. And I don't want, I'm doing most of my battling, most of my auto battles, I should say, overnight anyway. So what do I care if it's a little bit slower? I just want 100% success rate. So here we go into the second wave. Sometimes we get a death or two here on the second wave. I don't think we will this time. We'll see. That's the A1 of Allure. So you can see this team, very cool, right? We have the Lydia. We have one Coldheart. We have one Allure. We have Duchess, and we have Seer. I used to run double Allure and double Coldheart, so 2 Coldhearts, 2 Allure, and a Lydia, but and a Duchess. That team took a little bit longer, so all we're waiting right now is for Seer to cycle to her Karma Burn right now, and this wave will be done, and then we'll make quick work of the Fire Knight himself. So I'll come back to you. Actually, I shouldn't need to cut. It's the next ability, right? Come on, Seer, get the job done right there in the corner. Boom, there we go. Come on, one man standing. Nethril! So let me know, guys, did any of you go for the Coldheart shard summon? Let me know if you did. I'd imagine, I don't know how many of you guys already had Coldheart versus how many needed her still, but this is one of those rare situations, as I mentioned at the top of the video, where I do think she is a solid build 2 of, even 3 of. Now, I only have 2 on my main account. I think I have a 3rd level 60, but I haven't had to fully, build her out yet, meaning she's not fully ascended. I don't necessarily think I need her. See her going in with the A1 right there, guys? And this is where you're going to see the reflex gear really come in handy as well. We're going to get I'm not sure how close she is to her Heartseeker right now. So she goes in with A2 there. Coming in with the A1. That's Allure, man. Like I said, Allure and Coldheart, 1A and 1B. I think Heartseeker is next. There it is. So we still get turn meter decrease, even though, what is it? It's cut by half. All turn meter reduction effects are decreased by 50% when used against this boss. That stage is 21 through 25. But with just Allure and the A1 of Coldheart and the A3 of Coldheart, that's all we need. That shield is going to get down quickly because of the 4-time hitter and stay down. So that's why this team is 100% win rate, because once we get that shield down with a fast Allure, I think she's around 260 speed. And with Coldheart, we're good, right? We're good. So I think Heartseeker will be up next. I think did we get a reflex proc? It should be up next right now. No, I guess we didn't get a reflex. That's kind of a bummer. Usually she would come in right there with Heartseeker, but either way, she'll get it on the next turn. And again, not one of the fastest runs in the world, but as you guys can see, very effective. And that's the power of Coldheart on Fire Knight, kind of right where we opened the video with Coldheart on Fire Knight. And there we go again, doing 269,000 damage, even with the damage mitigation. I'll tell you what, that's still harder than most any other champion in the game hits, even with the enemy max HP. Damage from skills that scale based on enemy max HP cannot exceed 10% of the boss's total HP. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Congratulations if you did pull a Coldheart. Hopefully you found something useful in this video in terms of common mistakes when building her. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.